We're on the Salmon River today. It's winter steelhead season here, and we're just having a great day. The weather, cooperated. It's a beautiful day for this time of year. Finally just got above freezing, no more ice in the guide, so that's always good. We've been fishing bait pretty much all morning, and we're just having a good time landing a handful of fish.
I got one.
Look at him again. Good fish.
Going for the, oh, he's trying to be a timber tiger. Going for the log jam.
Don't let him in there.
Timber tiger. Oh boy, oh boy. Don't let him in there.
And he's locked up. He ought to be locked up.
Damn right I should.
I'd be ready. Nice fish. Maybe that's why he took so long to come in. There's a tank, buddy.
Don't catch a lot of them.
We were just talking about we're gonna get any over 10 pounds. Guess what?
Here we are, Salmon River, New York, catching big trophy steelhead in December. Once again, this one fell for a brown trout eggs cured in boraxo fire with Atlas Mike Smesh.
We put in the middle section of the Salmon River in the Pineville area. We floated about 3-mile section of the river. We've just been fishing the typical winter hangout, some of the deeper, slower pools. We took a few fish in some of the faster water, but mainly on the edge. And we've just been working the normal winter spots. I loosen the drag up, it'll go faster.
Then we got to reel all that in.
Yeah, now he's running. Yeah, better fish on this one, I think. Come on, here we go, huh?
Go to the other side.
No, you think? Too
The way
fast.
he's hooked, look at the way he's pointing.
Okay.
I think you're almost better off there.
Okay, we're gonna go back over again.
No.
It's against my better judgment.
Watch, come right in now. See that? Oh, the diggity tank.
Is it a good one?
Get in the net.
Look where he's going. Now he's gone back to that side.
Are we going back around?
I don't think so. Not a good idea, but we'll do it anyway.
Oh!
Why can't clients do it like that?
Oh my God, it's blue again.
Oh yeah, blue baby. Look at the mesh.
I see the mesh, it's in there.
We dropped into the hole. We made a few adjustments on our lead. It's a deep hole. And I had just put on a fresh blue sack, blue being the best color on the Salmon River, and this guy had to have it. Nice fish. This year the average is up. I mean, you saw what we landed today. We had a couple smaller ones, we had a couple real good ones, we had a couple in between. So the average size this year, I'd say is 8 to 10 pounds, in that 9-pound range. Some years, like last year we had a lot of fish, but 5 or 6 was the average size. So this year that size has been up. By winter spots, I mean holding water where they don't have to expend a lot of energy, deep enough that they feel comfortable if it gets real cold and the river slushes up as it does sometimes. So by winter holes, I mean deeper, slower pools.
You got another one?
I got another one,
My
Chris.
gosh.
Is that your next cast, right?
That was the very next cast on a fresh blue egg sack.
Why do you think blue works here?
You know how many people have asked that question? I don't know that I have the right answer, other than, it's got to have something to do with the clarity of the water, but other tributaries run clear. I can see rivers like the Niagara and, some of the West Coast rivers, that always have that tint to it, but any stream that runs clear, I can't imagine blue not working. So why the Michigan guys and other people don't run it, I don't know. I don't know.
But they run it here.
But they run it here.
Everybody runs it here.
Yep. And he's gone. Sometimes the fish have to win. That one beat me. But you can see he crushed it.
Blue.
Blue. Well, we've been catching all our fish today on egg sacks and a couple different colors. So what I wanted to talk about was just what we've done here. We've been fishing a couple hours. We have 4 that we caught on blue egg sacks. We had 2 that we caught on peach and 2 on white. And that's been the colors that's working today. Sometimes if the water's dirty, we'd have, you know, pink or chartreuse, but with the water being clear, this is what's working for us today. Another thing that I use a lot on the river are beads. Beads have become real popular in the last few years. They're simple, they come in, you know, hundreds of different colors, and they work really well. Why would a steelhead hit a plastic bead over a nice gooey egg sac? Because they do. It's a single egg presentation. It comes in colors that you can't get an egg sac in. And the other thing that I always do with my beads is I scent them with Atlas Mike scent. Sometimes I use the anise oil. I've used herring oil. I've used the salmon egg oil, and anything that puts smell onto the bead is great. I just always put a little bit of this right on the bead. And even though it just stays on for a long time, I mean, I can fish that bead for hours and I'll still smell that scent on it afterwards. You might not always see it, but the smell is still there. And you can just rejuice it between holes too, so it works out great.
Troy, that's your third in a row. Third in a row.
Those blue bags, man. Yep, that blue egg sacs. They love them. I'm kind of putting the pressure on this guy because there's a stick here in the water and I don't want him getting into that.
There is that stick right there. Whoa, watch out for that log.
You got it. Another Salmon River chromer, Chris. Nice shiny one. They're loving blue bags today, for sure. So we've talked about the baits that we're using. Let's talk a little bit about our setups. Right now I'm using a spinning reel. I use Shimano's. I've had good luck with them. It's a medium-sized reel. It's their 3000. My float rods are 10 to 11.5 foot medium action rods. I'm running 8-pound test mainline. Depending on the conditions, I'm running 6 or 8-pound Maxima fluorocarbon leader. And again, with the float, we haven't talked a lot about it, but we talk about our shot patterns. We have a bobber, right? We put a couple floats underneath it to set it, and you really can't call it a bobber. They like to call it a float, but I call it a bobber anyway, just to irritate the center pinners. So underneath our bobber, we put a couple shot to set the float, and then our pattern is just a series of shot depending on the depth and the speed of the water that we're fishing. The faster, the deeper the water, the more weight you need to get it down. And you adjust the height of your float to the hole you're fishing, and away you go. You have, numerous different types of water, depending on whatever type of water you like. Shallow runs, deep holes, narrower pockets, whatever. There's a variety of water here. It gets a great return of fish, so there's fish available all winter long. Because of the reservoir and our hydro dams, most of the river, stays open throughout the season, so you can fish all winter. I don't know the angling hours or whatever that they tabulate every year, but it's the heaviest pressure tributary, I think, probably in the country. As far as angling hours, angling effort, as they call it, I don't think there's any stream that gets more pressure than the Salmon River.
Oh, it's a big one. Troy, get the This is a tank. Tank.
Hey, size doesn't matter.
No, big or small, I love them all. Ready? Ready? Oh, man, it's always looking so nuts.
Get his head up.
Oh, I got his head up.
Get him. Good thing
Yes.
you got that small mesh. Look at there.
That's
Is that
what
next
we wanna
year's
see.
fish?
That's a beauty.
That'll be, 20, 23 inch for next year, most likely, right? Troy, 18, 20?
Yeah.
When did they release that?
This spring, probably?
He
Or is he a fall?
just came in to eat eggs, man.
And you know what's in his mouth?
A
blue
egg
sack.
sack.
Blue sack.
Nice.
We're on the world famous Salmon River doing a little winter steelhead fishing with Troy Creasy of High Adventure Sport Fishing. Troy has been guiding in this area about 45 minutes north of Syracuse here in Pautzke, New York for several decades. And one of his favorite things to do is chase these winter steelhead. Why? Because they're beautiful, chrome, hard fighting bullets. Now we caught all of our fish today on one bait. We used Pautzke Baraxophyre cured eggs, and they were tied in Atlas Mike's netting. You'll see we use two different kinds of netting primarily, and that means the peach and the blue netting. Now we also used a few other colors, but primarily our baits came on those.